Hello, Joe. How are you? It's Tomas. Thought I might give you a little review of our last lesson before we meet again soon. I hope. I think we were talking about Thursday. Let's see if that works out for us. But at any rate, it's been quite a while. But so I wanted to let you see a couple things from our last lesson. Um, this was the first attempt that you made at doing the drill that you learned in the first lesson. This was at the beginning of the second lesson, this one here, and I wanted to show you some things about it. I'll put in our little cage here to see your movement. Now you notice that when you first came back and started doing this drill again, your foot was straight forward, although you were trying to get your weight over on the left, but your hips hadn't really shifted forward. I mean, this was a tremendous improvement over the first time that how we ended the first time. And you see, as you start back, see what your head does. Your head moves back to there, and then from there it stays pretty steady all the way through. And that's a pretty good impact position right there with a kind of a straight left arm and back of the left hand. You're not flipping too much until you get to here, and then you start flipping. You stand up and start flipping. But we have some work to do on that finish position. You can see how you're starting to get that weight a little bit toward the back. You're leaning back a little bit, and the weight is trying to go back on the right foot, which is what you did when we let you go into the full swing after this, and I'll show you in just a minute. But you see this initial movement back puts that weight. You can see the weight transferring over to the right side here as you start back. See the weight transfers. We don't want that in this drill. We want to make sure that the weight stays totally on the left. So we kind of fixed that in a couple of instructions that I gave you in terms of how to get into this position. And as you can see in this position, your head is back, but your hips are forward. See, compared to the way it was at the beginning of this one. So your hips are much forward, and you can see how much more weight then that puts on your left side. Nice position here with the straight left arm, and then as you start this swing, look at what you look at how your head stays perfectly steady there. That's beautiful. That's really nice. So there still is. So at the beginning, there still is a little weight shift going to the right, but your head is staying still. That's the key on this one. That's the key. And then you come back down. Great impact position. No flipping. Remember the way you flipped it when we first started doing this training. We were flipping your wrists at impact. Um, in fact, I can show you on the. Let me just load this in here real quick on the the first shot original caddy view here on the left and this was your original swing. I want to get rid of these. I want to get rid of these there. This was your original swing when we first started. Come on. And that was impact position there. You see the difference here? See how this arm is bent? That's what the impact position was. This looks like a golfer here. This is we're slapping at the ball here. This is a golfer. That's great impact. You see how that? Look at you're hitting right at the ball. See where the divot ends up just in front of the ball there? Beautiful. That's really nice. Your head's staying totally still. So that's a great improvement right there. The problem always is, of course, transferring that to the full swing. Now, when we transferred it to the full swing, you had a problem because your weight kept going onto your right side. So let me bring in this little movie right here. And this was a lesson. I apologize for having to look at my butt all the time here, but this is a good lesson, because what happened here was that we were trying to get the weight back to the left side, not hang on the right. So you want to get back to the feeling that we have of this drill at impact. And I'll show you now what happens here, because this is a good lesson. So swinging with just the right hand, and you can see from the back how my weight is transferring to the left. There, transferring to the left. That's the key. So it's a great exercise, and you got it. You got the feeling right there, see? I held your head in place. Nice. Okay, so that was a nice little drill there to keep you from falling backwards, to get the feeling of your weight moving forward. Okay? Okay, so the way we came up with a routine for setting up to the full swing shot was a full swing setup routine was that you were going to get into the position for the drill position, so you could feel what impact was. That's all your weight over here on the left side, with your left knee bent and your right feel like there's hardly any weight on your right foot. That's all good. And then, so after you feel that position, then you would back off into the center of the swing here, and your left arm would be straight as possible. And at this point, you would stand up. Now, your hands need to be further forward, but we get to that in a minute. But see the way you're standing up here? And then there, that's good. See the way your posture, your chest comes out a little bit. Now I tell you to put your hands forward, so you will put your hands forward here before you start swinging, and that left arm straight. And there is your address position. Now, look at the difference between that address position. Here's your address position when we first started, right here. That's the way you came to me. Now look at this address position. Talk about a golfer. Look at this. Your feet are flared out. Your left arm is straight. You're standing up. You're not all hunched over like this. You're standing up a little straighter. This looks real good. Now let's watch the resultant swing. I'm going to load a different swing in here to show you how you swing after we got that all taken care of. Hold on. Best full swing. There we go. Okay, so best full swing goes right here. Okay. Here we go. Watch this swing now. So there's there's that setup position. Got into that setup position. Stood up nice and tall compared to being bent over like this. Left arm. Look at that perfectly straight left arm. There you go. There you go. Look at this. Look at that now. See? Look at that. I can even see part of your face. Look at that. That is pretty compared to this. Which guy do you want to be? Yeah, that guy. Okay, watch this now. This is your full swing. Go ahead, swing. Super slow-mo takes a while. Alright. Boom. Okay, so as you can see, we still got some work to do with the post-impact side of it, but the address and the beginning of the swing looked real good. Real good. Coming down. Flipping the hands just a little bit right at impact. A little bit. But A lot better than this guy over here. A lot better than this swing over here. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to show you at the beginning here. This takeaway. There's that position. Look at that. See that? That's good. Here's this guy at the top. There. Versus this guy. Look at that. Look at that. Left shoulder going down. That left arm being straight here. Look at that compared to this. That's good. That's a great improvement there, Joe. Okay? Great improvement. And then that's halfway down again. Oops. Sorry. Coming right in here. Kind of similar there. So you've fallen into a little bit of the old pattern here, except that your weight is further forward here. See how much your hips are further forward, so that's good. And boom. Impact. Look at the way this left arm is buckling here. And it's starting to stay straight. We're getting there. We're getting there. See the way your shoulder just lifted up right before you got to the ball because you were afraid of hitting the ground. Still doing it a little bit, but a great improvement. A great improvement up until just post impact. We got to work on that portion. That's what we'll work on the next time we get together, right? And then I'll also show you down the when you shoot when we look at your new swing down the line after our lesson. Swing down the line. In that case, standing up nice. And you did remember when we finished this, the camera stopped working because of the it got too hot. But after you learn this technique of standing up, getting into impact, and then standing up right before you started swinging here, that swing. Let's move this over just a little bit. Look at that position. That swing looks really good. That looks like a golfer right there. Okay, and this is the way it would look from the front. The same spot. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Coming in. Look at that club staying right in the slot there, coming from the inside even. I remember at the end you hit a couple of, look at that, that came from the inside. That hit a little fat, but it came from the inside. Club came from the inside, went toward the outside. And I remember, I hope you do remember those last couple hits that you made that I wasn't able to get on video. Went straight out this way and turned to the left. Had a nice little draw on them. They were great shots. Best I've ever seen you hit. Toward the end, I wish I had them on video, but well, what the heck? We'll just remember them in our mind's eye. So, so good improvement, and we got a ways to go in terms of staying into the swing on the full swing after you stop doing the drill and making that transition to a full swing and keeping from bending those arms right there. We want those arms to be fully extended out here so that they're both straight, both arms straight as you get past impact, and keep from falling back onto the weight onto that right side. We got to get that weight transferred over to the left side. So just like in the drill, it's just like you did in the drill. It was really good. So we'll work on that when we get together. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Joe. Bye.